the grace and power of America's modern First Ladies. Kate Andersen Brower. And Kate, you know, I was listening to the current First Lady talk about Rosalynn Carter and the work she did in mental health and women's rights. I think, you know, in reading about her myself, I would add in a third, politics, that she was someone who, and I think she talked about this, was more political even than her husband, who was the president. I mean, she was a tough political actor, and maybe, you know, especially at the time that she came in the late 70s. What would you say about her legacy in that department?
Well, I mean, she was referred to as the steel magnolia, and she said she didn't mind that because steel is tough and magnolia is southern, and she was both of those things. You did not want to appear disloyal to Jimmy Carter because Rosalynn Carter would make sure if you were an aide to the president that you would be fired, right? She was in that way kind of like a Nancy Reagan behind the scenes. But she was a huge asset to President Carter on the campaign trail. She would, at the very beginning, she was very shy, and she actually took speech classes, and she wrote thank you notes to his supporters, and she would go and campaign for him in these small towns when he was running for governor and then for president all around the country. And she would look for the biggest antenna in the town because she said that that would be a sign for a radio or TV station. And she would go there with a notepad of actual questions, suggested questions, because when he was running for president, very few people knew who Jimmy Carter was. It was Jimmy who. And so it was Rosalynn Carter that catapulted him to the White House. He would not have gotten there without her. And she said her biggest regret was that he wasn't reelected in 1980.
Right, and she said that even years later, she called that, in her view, a mistake. She still saw it that way. She was still, you know, part of her was still angry about it, it seemed. What would you say, though, about their relationship on a personal level? I think he was 21, she was 18, if I'm getting it right, when they were married. 77 years of marriage. What about their relationship?
And that's as long as most Americans are alive,
Yeah.
right? It's incredible. I think they were very honest with one another. You know, they wrote one book together, and that was the closest they ever came to getting a divorce, was writing that book, because they both had such different writing styles. It got so bad that they had to actually write separately, and then she would write her name on her section and his name on his, and the editor would kind of put it together. So they had tough times. They had arguments and disagreements, but they complemented each other. He always listened to her, wanted her opinion. They would have these weekly lunches in the White House. Every Tuesday, she would talk to him either in the Oval Office or the dining room in the residence. And she's the first lady to really insist on that. And she would have this big briefcase, a manila envelope, and all of these notes and letters. And she wanted to ask him what was going on so that she could then talk to the American people when she was out campaigning and just speaking to people. So she was a conduit for him. And he, to his credit, listened to her and wanted her advice. And I think that that kind of mutual respect must have absolutely helped their marriage survive all of those 77 years.
77 years. Unbelievable. Kate, thank you for helping us to remember the First Lady Rosalynn Carter today. Thanks for coming on. We very, very much appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.